Hello, beautiful souls. Lori Rising here, Star Channel Embodiment and Galactic Guide. Happy Gemini New Moon. Welcome to today's energy update. Yeah. Did we get some Neptune hits and waves of intensity? We're still feeling it because we haven't even reached the peak of the new moon, which is tonight at 9:37 p.m. PST. So if you are watching this video today, heads up, that anxiety you're feeling is definitely for a reason, and it's taking you somewhere big for the summer solstice portal just on the heels of this Gemini new moon on June 21st. Yes, we've got a little bit to get into. I'm going to keep this one nice and tight and short and very much to the point. So, like I said, I'm Lori Rising. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm so excited that you found us. I hope that this energy update is super supportive for you as we are navigating very accelerated energies, energies that humanity has never moved through at this rate, at this intensity. So, your body, just your physical body alone, can be feeling so much, and we have to be very diligent about caring for this vessel. That really needs to be your deepest focus so that we can stay in a centered and grounded place as we kind of get rocked through the big planets and where they're making moves right now. Definitely hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. I'm dropping more of these energy updates as they happen in real time, so you can literally apply the support and guidance that I'm sharing from the planets and what I'm tapping into in the collective energy. You can apply it to your experience here and now. So you want to be notified every time I drop one of these messages. And I'll be giving away a free 90-minute astrology and Akashic records reading when I hit 1K subscribers. We're getting there. It's happening. And also, when I hit those YouTube milestones, I can help you have a better viewing experience and change the ads and not have so many that you've got to hit that little skip button for. Yeah, so let's just get to it, okay? What I want to talk about today, especially, is the Neptune square that has come on super strong as of yesterday. Now, we have some other aspects that are really helping us out, like Venus and Mars conjunct in Leo, which is super fun. That's the energy we want to tap into as we move through the revelation and the unfolding of the deepest messages of the illusion that we have been under in the core wounds and triggers that are showing up in our lives. So let yourself stay with that, because we really want to look at what is ours, what is reality in this present now moment with potential and possibilities, and what is someone else's, and where are we holding a future what if that is based on what isn't actually ours that's coming through. Yeah, we're moving around in that. We're floating around in that realm. And then also that Venus and Mars conjunction in Leo is sextiling Mercury in Gemini. And as we know, Mercury in Gemini, they're all about the communication, the talk, the thoughts, the linear loops of the mind. And then we bring in this square to Neptune. And Neptune is like the spiritual, the boundless, the floaty, the dreams, the water, right? The Neptune and Pisces, it's the water coming through, and the formless, right? Especially Pisces being formless and boundless. And then Neptune being that planet of illusion, delusion, and dreams and spirit. Yeah, that can create anxiety in the physical body, because the physical body is here in the 3D realm reality. And oftentimes it's the physical body and the linear mind that's connecting in all of these touch points or in these energies and paths that are coming through for new knowledge to eventually make that leap up, that ascension or acceleration into the summer solstice portal. So your invitation right now is to let this crack open. That's what it feels like. It feels like a wave is coming in and it's almost like coming underneath and we're like, what? And that can create the anxiety because we don't feel grounded. We feel like we've been pushed up out of the surface and we're kind of floating without a place to land. So let yourself float in curiosity and observation of what's coming up without holding on to judgment of self, inner critic, or holding on to the what if could come out of this pain that you're feeling, this fear that you're feeling, that's really under the surface of this core wound and trauma, right? The message that kept coming through in the membership circle that we had earlier today for the Gemini New Moon was like, let's let it get a little simpler. Because especially when we have so much Gemini energy and our minds are kind of racing and coming up with every scenario and like grasping at all of the knowledge and the information, we can get overwhelmed, right? That Gemini energy can be known to be overwhelmed and almost become incapacitated, right? It's like, which way do I go? There's this way, there's this way. I always say the Gemini energy can be the grass is greener. And then when I'm really wanting to work into that unity consciousness of Gemini, it's like, how can we transcend that and realize that you can have all of the grass in a very succinct, aligned way? And when we get to that truth, and this comes down to being able to hold two truths at once. We don't have to be ever binary. We don't have to be one or the other. And we can find that almost just that thread of consciousness that moves through all of it. And let the it's like I'm getting these pieces, these puzzle pieces, let the puzzle pieces fall without grasping onto them and trying to control them so that we feel more comfortable, because this Neptunian energy has been really uncomfortable because it's come in this big tidal wave right after we just moved through this like mini earthquake of Pluto moving back from Aquarius into Capricorn. So not only is Pluto retrograding, but moving from Aquarius back into Capricorn. It's a big deal when an outer planet changes signs in any capacity. Now it's going to get easier. We're going to go through it a couple more times until November of 2024, and then it's going to stay in Aquarius. And that's where we really are going to feel so much of that, more of this golden age of light, and more of the ease of that unity, like being in the I want to say like the threshold, or just tapping into that unity consciousness first. And it gives us this place of calm. And because when we get overwhelmed, we kind of tap into panic, right? And that panic can feel like the anxiety that's coming through. And when we can bring ourselves back to what is the reality? What's this now moment? And then remembering that reawakening that's happening, that, oh, wait, I am the creator of my reality. I get to make any choice for my life that helps me stay in my center and alignment and allow the evolution to come what may around me, right? And when we come back to that place of empowerment, oh, it's like I get this like softness where we really soften back down, we float back down into our grounded reality with the waves of what's coming through for the transmutation of that wound or that trigger that's really coming up. Because if you're like me, and I think there's a lot of us in the collective, we're doing a really great job at coming into our practices, finding that alignment, investing in our soul and finding the groups and showing up for ourselves, right? We're believing more in our time. Hopefully we're believing more in our money, and we're trusting more in the unfolding, the evolution, and the abundance that's available, instead of staying in those places of scarcity and, incapacitation from fear. And then when you move into this like new earth living and awakening, And you still have some of those tethers. You still have some of those deepest chords that there's a, tell me, I would love to hear in the comments. Tell me if this is true. There's a part of you that just wants to like float past them and move on and be like, okay, but I'm not available for that. Yet there's something lingering in your soul that wants to be revealed through it. And that's where, you know, a planet like Neptune or a planet like Pluto, a planet like Uranus is going to come through and be like, this still has something for you. Even though it doesn't mean you have to engage, right? Or expect or try to control the outcome on the other side. It has something more for you to do your work with internally. And you can be like, but I'm so done with it. And yet here it is. So let's look at I'm going to share my screen here. So I just want to show you here on the chart what's happening. So here we've got Mars and Venus is conjunct in Leo. And then we look at this coming down to a sextile with Mercury. So we really want to be in the higher octave because with a sextile, we need to activate that, right? When we have a trine, that's just really beautiful, harmonious energies. But the sextile, how do we activate these archetypes or these energies to get the highest expression of them? So if we look at Venus and Mars, the masculine and feminine in Leo, that's really, you know, joy, fun, lightness, courage, bravery, shining, right? Your heart, courage, your heart space, like putting your light out in the world. And then Mercury in Gemini is about your communication, your thoughts, your ideas, your inspiration. And then we've got, and in Gemini, this has been a big theme and message I've been sharing about levity and lightness and laughter. So remember to bring all of that in, and that is going to help you come to the deeper revelations of what's happening over here, where we've got Neptune in Pisces there, squaring. Dun, dun, dun. We're going to do a square here. The Sun, Moon, and Juno over here, because I have Juno up on the charts, on the chart calculations. So that 27 degrees of Pisces squaring over here. And that's where we can feel this illusion or disillusionment coming through, and even the anxiety that we just suddenly feel so ungrounded in our thoughts, right? Because Gemini, again, that's our thoughts, and it can become the monkey mind and the linear loops that we go through. And when we have something floating in, right, in this water that's not lining up for us spiritually, that feels like, is this really real? Is this coming back again for me? Like, what's going on? We want to find the unity consciousness of Gemini, right? The highest expression of Gemini is transcending having the information, but being an observer, being an observer of the information and letting yourself remember the core. And maybe remember the core through lightness, the core of consciousness. All of consciousness is the inherent expression of love. And how can you drop deeper into that expression? Through what's arriving in your experience right now, what's arriving in your body. And to me, that's really letting yourself settle in and listen to the heart, be with the heart. Use the heartbeat as your meditative guide, right? I'm feeling deeply right now, especially in being wildly present with sound frequency without any distractions, without the phone, without music, without talk, and just listening in that present moment, and see what comes through, because we are getting very deep spiritual guidance. We're getting ascended masters coming through. We're getting like all of those guides. They're weaving with us right now in deep energy and healing spaces. So pay attention, because here we have Pluto that just went back into the anaretic degree of Capricorn. So this is really shoring up what systems and structures are not working in your business life, especially in your public life, and really in our collective, in the systems that have been running on disempowerment, disillusion, for so long, right? Those are coming down, and coming down is not always a smooth or easy process. But we're all a part of it, right? The more that we tap in. But what I wanted to show you here is the square that's happening between Pluto in Capricorn and Chiron in Aries. So that's really wounds coming up, right? Wounds coming to the surface through the body. The body's giving you the message. If you're feeling the anxiety in the body and almost the restlessness, you're going to feel this a lot. And it's a 10-degree square, so it's a pretty big orb, but there are a lot of people that use 10 degrees as an orb. So, just wanted to kind of point that out as well. So we're fielding a lot but then as you can see here, there's a lot of trines. I'm not going to get into them, but we love the trines with that harmonious energy. So those were the highlights that I really wanted to share. I'm going to stop sharing now. And I hope that this has been super supportive for you, even just in the place of acknowledgement that you're not alone. We are all feeling this very deeply. And honestly, the more you are on the soul's growth, the evolution, and the acceleration of the light and energy, the more you're going to feel this. Your cells are cracked open because you have been transforming not only your wounds from this lifetime, but the generations before you. You've been doing deep ancestral healing. You've been doing deep karmic healing for the last few years. So when these energies come in, we feel them even more powerfully. And what I said in the circle this morning is, especially with Neptune, sometimes we just need to go into dream state. Sometimes we just need to clear the energy by sleeping, by nourishing ourselves, and waking up in a new non-resistance, right? Like, how can we clear the resistance and be available for what's coming through? Because what's coming through is going to take us further in every area of our life that we're staying in as attention and distraction. So I invite you today, especially, to just be super available. And if you have felt support in this message, please give this video a like, share it with someone else that you know could absolutely use this kind of guidance as they're navigating some really intense waters and some tides that are moving through in this energy. And just know that when we do continue to come together and share in these practices of centeredness, alignment, and growth, it really does emanate out into the whole collective. I'm so happy that you're here. I love y'all so much. And don't forget, until next time, to keep looking up